To help find an email, we often want to sort emails in a folder. How you can easily sort emails is by clicking the column heading. For example, if I click the From column heading, I'm sorting in ascending order by who the email was from. If I click From again, I sort in descending order. I can also sort by date by clicking the Received column heading. If I click the Received column heading, I have sorted in descending order. If I click it again, I've sorted in ascending order. So being able to sort is very important. But sometimes we want to add extra columns so that we can add to our sorting. The easiest way to do this is to bring up the field chooser. For example, if I right-click the column heading subject, or any column heading for that matter, I can then left-click Field Chooser. The Field Chooser is this particular window here, and I can add further fields to this view. For example, I might want to know which account this email was sent to. So I'll find the To field and I'll add it by dragging it up to the column headings. When I let go, I now have a field where I can see what account it was sent to and who else it was sent to. I might also like to see the column header CC, so I'll drag CC up and add it to my column headings. And now I can see if anybody was CC'd when this message was sent. So the Field Chooser is very good for adding fields and removing fields. I can decide that I'd like the To field in front of the From field, so I'll drag To and put it in front of From, or I'll put To the right of From. If I want to remove a field, I'll simply drag it down and I get a big cross, which simply removes the field from this view. And then I can close the Field Chooser. Sometimes when I receive an email, I like to edit an email and leave notes about the particular topic. For example, I might double-click this email, and from the Actions group, I can choose Edit Message, and I can leave a message for myself. I might then format the text so it stands out as having been a note that I added by using the Edit Message action. So I'll go into the Format Text tab in the ribbon and I'll choose the font colour red and maybe italics. And here's my note. I can now save the message by clicking the Save button on my Quick Access toolbar, and I can close the message by hitting the X in the top right corner. And here I can see I've left a message for myself. So it's very handy to be able to open up a particular email, any email, go to the Move group in the ribbon, choose the Actions button and edit the message. And then format it so that you know it's something you've added to this message. Save the message by clicking the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar and hit the Close button in the top right corner, and I can see I've left myself a message note. Another handy thing is categories. For example, I like to add categories to emails to indicate where I've got to with that particular email. When I look up at the Home tab and I look in the Tags group, I see a Categorize button. If I click the Categorize button, I can see I've created a number of categories. But if I want to add some more categories, I'll click the option All Categories. I'll create a new category and I'll indicate when an email has been replied to. I'll choose a colour and I'll choose OK. I'll create another category and indicate that an email has been filed. I could choose a different colour, but I'm happy with this colour, so I'll click OK. And I'll create a third category and indicate when an email has been printed. And I'll choose a colour. And OK. So here I've created 3 categories, and if I click OK, I've applied those 3 categories to this particular email, and they show across the top here. Also, I can see I've got a categories column in my inbox, and I can see at what point this email has got to. I can see it's been printed. Just move this over. I can see it's been filed, and I can see it's been replied to. Also, if I double click the email, I can see the categories also listed here. And at any time I want to change the categories applied to this email, I would simply open the email, go to the Categorize button in the Tags group, and simply clear all the categories. And then apply the categories I wanted to, such as it's been printed and it's been filed. And then close the email by hitting the X in the top right corner. I can click on another email and I can apply more categories, either using the Categorize button, or I could right click. If I right click, I can go to Categorize and say that I've actually replied to this person. And I may have replied to them via phone. And I've also right click, printed it, so I'll say email has been printed, and I'll also say that the email, using the Categorize, has been filed. This indicates to me what I've actually done with this email, and indicates to others who happen to look at my inbox where I've got to with each of these emails. So categories are quite good.